There's also one more important statement known as the pass statement. So I'll just hide this part, we don't need this for now. I'll just comment it out. So now I'll say a is equals to 5, and now I'm saying that a is equals to 5. I don't want to do anything, for example, so I'll just write pass. Sorry, not over here, I'll just write pass. So it means that I'm just trying to say it, if a is equal to 5, then don't do anything, and else print that a is not, or I'll just write pass statement. Simple as that. Now if I just run this, it is not giving any. And if I just write this and run it, it is not giving any output. The reason being, if a is equal to 5, which is the case over here, it will just pass. That means it won't do anything. And it will also pass all the other conditions that are like this. So if I just write one more thing, which is obviously stupid, like else if a is equals to 5, print like a is 5. Let's run this. It won't print. The reason being, we have given pass over here, and if this thing runs, so it will bypass all the other cases over here. And if outside the if case, that is outside the else case, if I just print end, and if I run, we will get the end output. So basically it will bypass all the else if and else statements that are in continuation to it. So it means like that. So basically you will practically never use this pass statement, but since the syntax, you need to know that, because obviously if you say that a is equal to 5, I don't want to do anything, then just don't write that condition. Computer won't think on its own and write something for you, or execute a command without you knowing it. So it was that. Now let us just create do an exercise. I'll just save it as exercise 7. Okay, so now this what is the question? Make a game generate a random number, and the reason why I'm giving this is that you'll come to know soon. I'm literally telling you to search on Google how to generate a random number. The reason why I'm telling you to generate it, obviously I'll tell you that how it's done, but because of the reason that every time Python keeps on giving new things which you may not be knowing, so obviously there are chances that you might find a tutorial for it. So you should also know that probably if you are facing some errors which is like restricted to your project only, so you will have to obviously go on one time in Google to search that how you can sort those problems and all, because you won't have a video every time. So this is just a part of the learning. So just search and how to generate a random number, then take a input number. So just take a number from the user and print whether it is equal, less, or greater than the number. So this is that. It's not a complete game, but it's just to get the hang of the if statement. So just giving you a few seconds, try it, pause it. I mean, I'm giving you time, just pause it, try it, and then we'll solve it. So done. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Okay, so first, as I told you, we'll go to Google, we'll search how to generate, random number in Python. Okay, I'll just use this one random function. Yes, so this is the random function which generates a random integer. So I'll just copy this. We have imported random. That was, I think, for round off, which I was talking about math library. It was for round off, I think, which was match.round. So now, just for the sake of now, just write this. Now what will this do? We have imported a library known as random, which will be probably 99% would be inbuilt, but in case on running it, if you like search that random is not found, what you have to do is that go to your command prompt again, type pip install random. I think that it's not called random. Yes, it's not called random. I think it's Python or random something. Let me just I think that it will be installed only. In case if it is not installed, let me know in the comment section. I'll find a solution for you. So see, basically random number is a variable snake type that will generate a random integer, and this will be between 0 to 10. So basically we imported random. We told him random to generate a random integer between 0 to 10. For now, I'll just print this random number that we have generated. Sorry. I'll just print this. I'll run it. We got 9, got 3, we got 2, we got 1. So as you can see, we are getting random integers which are 0, 10 inclusive of all. So it's completely random, right? And now I'll just say in like a variable input equals to input of like saying enter a number, and I will say info is the integer of input, if because as you remember that when we enter using input we always get a string, so we have to convert it into an integer first, and then there's a if info is less than random number, so then print number is less. Now I'll just copy this, paste it and paste it. So now if number is greater, I'll say number is bigger, and I forgot to give a else statement over here. It will be elif, and obviously we don't need to check because if it is not greater, if it is lesser, then it's obvious that it is equal. So else it will print that number is equal, and then in the last I just want to print that your number, what was my number, plus string of my input, and then plus random number plus random number. So enter a number, I will enter 5. Sorry, I'll just enter 5. Okay, so what? Okay, yes, I forgot. It should be a string over here. So I had forgotten that. So I'm entering a number 5. So my number is bigger. Since the random number generated was 2 over here, I'll just add a space. I'll try again, like 5. Sorry, I don't know what's happening. So 5, number is less, it was 9. I'll run it again. 4, okay, again it was 9. I'll enter 10. Okay, I'll just reduce it so that we can finish the game fast. I'll just take 0 and 1. So I'll enter 1. Yes, so as you can see, we are even getting this result of number is equal. So you have successfully created your first game, which is not actually a game, but somewhat like a game in Python. So now what we'll do, I'll just close this. I'll open a new file known as nested if. So now what if I want to check more than one thing, like a should be greater than 100, a should be divisible by 2, a should be divisible by 3, and so on. If I want to make many checks, what do I do? For example, I'm just taking a as a number, that is for example 120, just a random number which I took in. Now I want that a should be and a should be divisible by 2, a should be divisible by 3, a should be divisible by 10, a should be greater than 100. I want to make all these checks. So I'll write if a is greater than 100, that's one of my condition. Then I want another condition, right? So now I'll write again if a percentage 2 double equal to 0. I hope you remember that what was the use of percentage. It gives the remainder on dividing it by 2. So a percentage 2. So it will divide a by 2. And if the remainder is 0, of course a is divisible by 2. And again one more check, that if a percentage 3 is 0, again check that remainder is 0, print that condition satisfied. And just for a bit fun, I'll take a as an input number. So input, and it should be an integer, so no worries for that. Enter a number. I'll just run this. So enter a number, for example 2. So my condition was not satisfied, so it did not give me any output. Now if I write for example 60, still it's not satisfied. And if I write 120, condition is satisfied. So as you can see, now if I want that if a is greater than 100 but not divisible by 2, it should write greater than 100 but not divisible by 2. Same, greater than 100 divisible by 2 but not divisible by 3. So basically in all the cases. So I'll just write else over here, print that it is greater than 2, divisible by 2. I'll just write in shortcut for now, so that I have to type less, greater than 100 but not divisible by 3. And over here I'll write an else. So basically for this if condition, this was our else condition. Okay, so once these two if get satisfied, then only it will check this. And if it did not check this only, so now I want to print that else even this is not satisfied, greater than 100 but not divisible by 2, and the main else that print less than 100. So I'll just run it. I'll enter 5, so it is less than 100, so it did not move ahead only. Now I can run it. I'll enter 100. Okay, 101. 101 greater than 100 but not divisible by 2. I'll run it again, like 102. 102. Okay, 104. But divisible by 2, greater than 100 but not divisible by 3. And now again our number, sorry, that was 120, sorry, forgot the one. Yes, so condition is satisfied. Now I want to take this to the next level. Like you saw that if it is like smaller than 100, it doesn't move ahead. But I still want to make the checks that if it is divisible by 2 or 3. So first, if it is not divisible by 100, it will go here, right? So now I'll check this thing again. That, okay, if it is not greater than 100, still check if it is divisible by 2. So I'll write lesser than 100. So, just a second, yes. So if it is less than 100 but divisible by 2, it will move inside. And if it is again divisible by 3, I'll write, sorry, that less than 3 and, sorry, my bad, divisible by 3 and, so sorry, less than 100 and condition satisfied. Yeah, that's proper. What's happening with the keyboard? And satisfied. And else it is divisible by 2 if this is not success, less than 100 but not divisible by 3, and if it is also not satisfying this, I'll write less than 100 but not divisible by 2. Now don't you think that you're missing any case? Yes, we are missing a case. If it is greater than or less than 100, it will run. But what if it is not, if it is divisible or not divisible by 2, it won't check for number 3. So we have to copy this again, 3 part. It's slight complex, you will get a hang of it once you do some programs. So now to this 2 we again did an else, and now we'll check for 3. Now just a second, yes, if it is not, if it is if it is divisible by 3, I'll write that it is greater than 100 in this case, not divisible by 2 but it is divisible by 3. I am writing it directly so that you can understand that what this if case means. And else I'll write that it is greater than 100 but not divisible by 2 and 3 both. And now I'll just remove this. Okay, so now similarly we'll also have to do below over here, of course. So I'll just replace this. So just it is less than 100 over here. So now I'll just brief you once again. If a is greater than 100, it will execute this all for now. Just keep it like that. Else it will execute this all. Simple. Now if a is greater than 100, we'll go into that case. If a is divisible by 2, it will execute this. Else it will execute this. Simple. Now if a is divisible by 3, it will execute this. Else it will execute this. Now if a was not divisible by 2, it will again check if it is divisible by 3. So it will think, am I divisible by 3? So it will say yes, I am greater than 100 but not divisible by 2 but divisible by 3. And if it is not divisible, it will say that okay, I'm greater but I'm neither not divisible by any of them. Now what if it is less? It will go into this else statement and it will do the same checking thing and all again and again and give us our required output. So if I enter a number, like now I can enter any number like 0, less than 100 and satisfied because 0 is considered to be divisible by 2 and 3. And if I enter 2, so divisible by 2, less than 100 but not divisible by 3, which is the correct output. If I run again, for example 900, condition satisfied, all 3 are satisfied, great. I run it again, like for example the number 104, divisible by 2, greater than 100 but not divisible by 3. So you can try these random numbers and we have got our desired output. So now again I'll just give you an easy exercise. This was slight complex program, and just wanted to tell you one more thing, that we could have done this in a little simpler way. I'll just hide this so that program is not lost. I'll copy and paste it outside. So now we are checking three things, right? So now I'll just say I'll use the AND operator. I'll tell you what it means. Now if you use the AND operator, only all the things can be checked at once. So it will check if a is greater than 100 and a is divisible by 2 and a is divisible by 3. If all three are there, then it's satisfied. Instead of writing in 3 lines this part, we can write all in them, all in one. But the problem with this is that we cannot do all these individual else cases over here. So that's a backdrop. But if you just want a simple many checks and one line without an individual else, like this can be given a common else, which means that print simply not satisfied. Simple as that. If I just run this, enter number like 120, it's done, and like 104, it's not satisfied. Simple. Yeah, that's good. And now I'll just give you one more simple exercise. Just a second. Yeah, so I'll give you an exercise known as exercise 8. Yeah, that's right, 8. And I'll say it's simple. Enter a number, check if odd or even, print the result. Simple, right? I think you might have already created it in your mind. Just try it, pause the video, try it, and then we'll solve it together. So ready, 3, 2, 1, pause it, try it, done. Okay, let's do it. So like I'll say enter is equals to integer, and it will be an input. So I'll say enter a number. So basically I told input that enter number and then convert it into integer and save it in the variable enter. Now if enter %2 double equals to 0, which numbers are divisible by 2? 2, 4, 6, 8, etc, etc, and they are even. So print even, or let me just give it a bit better, string of enter plus is even, else I'll just copy this again, the string of enter is odd. Simple. I'll just run it like enter number 5. 5 is odd. Sorry, cancel that. Yep. Enter number 2. 2 is even. Enter number 9. 9 is odd. Enter number 8. 8 is even. Yes, as simple as that. It can even handle big numbers like this. There's no issue with that. And now just one more interesting thing. What if I give 0? It's giving even. Technically, if I would have written not divisible by 2, even it would have given right. Divisible by any other number, sorry, not divisible by 2, divisible by any other number, it would give right, because all numbers are divisible by 0. Like if I want that not just odd even, for example, if I just give 3 for now, that it's divisible by 3 or not, so 0 it will give. So it's like that. I'll just leave this program as it is, and now I'll just give you, we'll learn one more small thing about this. I'll close this and I'll just say it as checking. Okay, I'll directly give you the exercise for you. Just try it. Just try to twist your brain and think a logic. It may be a little hard, but I think you can handle it. Yeah. So take name input, then take age input. Okay, so now if name begins with vowel, vowel, say that, sorry, not say that, print that, obviously print that you are lucky, else, okay, I don't want to give any else statement, and then if age is above 18, then print eligible for the ride, else, again you check that if name begins with T, sorry, vowel, I'll just keep it inside so that you can understand. Basically I'm giving you the program only over here in short or in long. So if name begins with vowel, you would say lucky but not eligible, else sorry, not eligible. Yeah, just a stupid program to get the logics of if and else case. Just try it, we'll do it. So pause the video, try it, and then we'll solve it. So 3 2 1, pause, done. Okay, let's do it. So name is equals to, sorry, input, I'll say enter your name, then age will be integer of my input, that enter your age, yeah, that's right. And then I'll say that if name, yes. Now how do you check the first letter? If you remember, we had done substrings, right? So substring from the start till the first index, that's 1 is second, first index is 0, so it's from 0 to 1 excluding 1, right? So if the first one is double equals to, I would say a, or is another operator, just like we had and, we have or. So this is a new thing which you came to know. So I'll just copy this, sorry, I'll copy it right away from here. Yep, you can, there's no limit to the writing. So I'll say A, E, I, O, and U. Then we have small a, small e, small I, small o, oh perfect, and small u. Yep. So if that was that, so print that you are lucky, and if age is greater than or equals to 18, print, I'll just copy this, eligible for the ride, yep, and else, again I'll say if name begins with a vowel, I'll just copy this entire part, don't need to write it again. Yep. So I'll again print this, print else, print sorry, not eligible. Yep. Let's test it. Like I'll write my name Parth and my current, like any just age 10 for example. So I'm not eligible. I'll run it. I'll write some of my friend name like Aryan and probably 100. So he's lucky and also eligible. And now like I would say Om for example and age of 18. So he's lucky and eligible. And for example, if I'll just write, for example, like any just random name, and if I enter this, not eligible, and I'm missing some case. Yes, I'm missing this lucky but not eligible. So like name, for example, yes, that name again, Aryan, and age 1. So lucky but not eligible. So it was like that. Simple. And also you could have done something a bit easier over here, that is you could have just written this elif statement over here. So and you could have just written else over here, so you could have just reduced a bit of the program. So if age is greater than 18, it will say eligible. If it is vowel, then it is say lucky but not eligible, and else sorry not eligible. So it will get the same output. So I'll just close this. Yep. And now we'll create one more null. I'm just using the different methods to create new files so that you can remember it, as both methods may be important. In case.py. So I'm just writing this in part 4, probably it will go to part 5. I'm not yet edited it, so I'll just split it into parts, so that's not a worry. You'll get these required files in the respected folders in the GitHub link, so that's not an issue. So now in case, so if I say like a string like toolkit, yep, and if I want to check that if one letter is present in that string or not, so what I'll say is that if, for example, t in string print present, so it will just check if t is present in this entire string or not. So I'll just run this, it's present, and if I'll check for small t, run it, it's not present. And if I check for a capital, it's not present, and o, and check, it's present. As simple as that. And if you want to check whether a string is empty or not, whether it's a null string or not, so if I'll write that if string, this is slight tricky to understand, print not empty. So if string, basically string, if it is null it will not run, and if it is not null, so it will simply run. So it is not null, so it is running it, whereas if the string was a null string, it will not run. Similarly, instead of string, you could have done if true, which means true means like correct, and which means that that condition is satisfied, so it will just run it. And if I write if false, basically true means like yes, go ahead, and false means that stop. So that's simply it means. So if it is null, it will say, if it is null, it will say false, that stop over here, and if it is true, it will say like yeah, you can go ahead. Similarly, it goes for 1. I think 1 and 0 also work like true and false. I'm not much sure. Yes, 1 and 0 also works like true and false. It's like binary. 1 means high, 0 means low. So true, false. And if I just write some other number, so it's again acting like string. It's not null. Null means 0. If it is not 0, it's always true. Simply like that. So this was that part of the if statements. If you would like to get these Python files, the GitHub link is there in the video description. Don't forget to check it out. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this video. See you in the next video. Bye.